There are still places on Earth where we are not in charge, where other life forms hold sway. Creatures with cold blood and scaly skin. In this series, we investigate the surprising abilities and blood-curdling habits of these living cousins of the dinosaurs. So meet them, if you dare, the awesome reptiles. "70 million years ago, Earth was a very different place. Ruled by giant reptiles. Then, say scientists, a massive meteor crashed into Mexico and dinosaurs were done for. Warm-blooded birds and mammals took over and multiplied. And now they run the place. But hold on. We're mammals ourselves. So are we biased? If a visitor from outer space happened to land in parts of Africa, tropical America, or certainly Australia, they might think planet Earth was dominated by fierce, scaly creatures with sharp teeth, extraordinary senses, and some very smart survival strategies. In short, that it's the reptiles who still run the place. 4 main reptile groups survive on Earth today. Cunning crocodiles, armored tortoises and turtles, fast-running lizards, and slinky snakes. There are more than 8,000 reptile species. Surprisingly, that's way more than mammals, and only just fewer than birds. The main feature that sets them all apart from birds and mammals is their armored, scaly skin. And of course, they're all cold-blooded. Or are they? In this program, we'll track down the biggest, hottest, best armed, and most ferocious reptiles anywhere on Earth. We'll discover who they are, what gives them their power, and which ones we most need to fear. Our mission begins in the waterways of tropical Africa. No question who's the ruler here. A giant that can grow nearly 6 meters long and weighs close to a ton. The fearsome Nile crocodile. 100 million years ago, crocodiles came up with a brilliantly simple way to make a living. In the seasonal tropics, for several months each year, rivers and lakes are the only source of drinking water in a drought-parched landscape. All the croc needs to do is to stake out the local watering hole and wait. Don't be fooled by the crocodile. There's no more deadly and efficient predator on the planet. But mammals aren't easy to catch. The croc needs all its skill and cunning, and to stay out of sight until the last possible moment. That means staying underwater for long periods of time. But a crocodile breathes air. So how does it do that? The answer is in the way it rations the oxygen in its blood. As a croc submerges, it slows down its heart from 40 beats a minute to just 3. Inside the heart, unique valves lock together to seal off the arteries that supply the muscles and lungs. The oxygen-rich blood is then rerouted through a special hole between the heart chambers and pumped only to the brain and other vital organs. Using this trick, the croc can stay submerged for up to 3 hours at a stretch. Meanwhile, the unused oxygen still in its lungs acts as a kind of reserve scuba tank. Once the croc is in ambush position, it can cash in its reserves of oxygen, ready for the final attack. In the water, the croc has a massive advantage over its prey. On land, it's a different story. Unable to drown the buffalo, this croc's only chance is to hang on and tire its victim out. But this warm blood has backup, and the croc is smart enough to know when to cut and run. Although they hunt in the water, crocs spend a lot of their leisure time on land. They love the sun, and they'll grab any chance to bask. Seen with a heat-sensitive thermal camera, a cool croc emerges from the water onto a warm sandbank. Now watch this. It has turned broadside on to the rising sun, and within a few minutes, the sunny side begins to glow. It's a natural solar panel. Blood circulates through the warm skin and carries heat back to the body core. Within an hour or two, the whole croc is glowing with contentment. And the best thing is, this heating system doesn't burn up any hard-won food as fuel, which makes the sun-worshipping croc more energy efficient than any mammal. Yet we still have the cheek to call reptiles primitive. Mammals, like the zebra, burn a lot of fuel. They need to graze at least 6 hours a day, while a croc can make do with just 1 or 2 good meals a year. So the solar-powered reptile can afford to chill out. By the end of a hard day's sunbathing, the croc is a beacon against the cooling sand. When it finally moves, it leaves a heat print behind.